Well, 2014 looks set to be the hottest year on record. The United Nations Weather Agency says this year's data confirms the underlying long-term warming trend. The findings have been released as part of climate change talks in Peru, where 190 countries are meeting to agree on measures to cut carbon pollution. Stephanie Bolci has the story.
2014 has been a scorcher, and it could be a record breaker globally.
We cannot be 100% sure. It is very likely that 2014 will be the warmest year on record.
Global air temperatures have been gradually increasing since reliable records started in the 1850s. And the UN Weather Agency says the mercury is rising fast.
Over the last 4 decades, every decade has been warmer than the preceding decade.
He says the so-called global warming pause is a myth.
The increase is not slowing down, it is actually accelerating. And that's very worrying news, because it means that if no action is taken, it will be more and more difficult to stay under the target of 2 degrees globally.
In the first 10 months of 2014, the world's air temperature was 0.57 degrees above the 1961-1990 average. And the year is tracking to overtake previous temperature spikes in 1998, 2005 and 2010 to take the title for the hottest year on record. Australia has had its warmest spring on record, according to the National Weather Bureau, with October's top temperatures the highest since records began in the early 1900s. But that warming could have been worse if not for the effect of the world's oceans.
The heat is being absorbed by the oceans. There is no doubt that the ocean continues to warm, and that on a very, very consistent basis. And what it is doing, frankly, is doing us a little favor. They are absorbing the heat that could have gone to the land and paying the price.
Global sea surface temperatures are at record levels, and the rising oceans are threatening many small states.
If the sea level rises even more for some islands, there's no adaptation possible except to evacuate. And you see, this is the thing where it will become quite critical that we can maintain that. So time is not on our side. This is an important message for the negotiators so that they know that decisions have to be taken quickly.
The UN report has been released to coincide with climate change talks in Peru. 190 countries, including Australia, are in Lima to negotiate their contributions to cut global emissions after 2020, which will be determined in Paris next year. Stephanie Bolci, ABC News.